Hey, this is Kit Cabela of Hardlens Media. We're here at Loyola University, and I'm joined here with Brendan Power. We just got done covering the Power Institute Organizing 101. Brendan Power, thank you for joining Hardlens Media. So, how did you find out about the Civic Institute, and what are you hoping to at least learn and obtain from this organization?
So I read Chicago is Not Broke by Tom Trusser, who's the organizer of the Civic Lab. And the book really gives a comprehensive breakdown of all of the ways the city has spent its resources and all of the reasons it's given for not putting resources where they've been asked to be. And so I really wanted to get more involved. I'm a recent transplant to the city, and so I wanted to focus my efforts on really local issues. And so the Civic Lab really opened up an opportunity to do that. I'm hoping that through the Civic Lab and through the Power Institute that we'll be able to sort of identify people who share our values and work to make sure that people who have historically not had a seat at the table are brought into positions of influence and power.
Now, Chicago has a long history of being hyper-segregated. It's quite clear that there's a difference economically and socially in regards to the various neighborhoods within the city of Chicago. As a recent transplant to this city, when did you first notice that there is something clearly different about the different neighborhoods in Chicago and where they stand economically?
Well, I think the city's reputation precedes it. So I think that that's something that's probably pretty well known outside of Chicagoland, outside of Illinois, outside of the region. I think I really started to notice it in sort of the neighborhoods where white upper middle class college graduates live and work and hang out are miles away and worlds apart from most of the city's neighborhoods. And then so through sort of situations like this and getting to connect with residents of parts of the cities that I don't frequent that much, it's become really clear to me that Chicago has become sort of this tale of two cities with regard to segregation and the distribution of our public resources.
And what do you think would be necessary to perhaps change the way the current system is done here in Chicago? And can it be done within a 4-year time frame? Because people, want something to be done right away, but the years of hyper-segregation and city policies have clearly left an impact and devastated a lot of communities.
Right. So I'm not sure how much can be changed in a 4-year time frame. I think it's important to take the attitude of playing the long game when it comes to government and politics and elections. I do think, though, that our current sort of system of government is set up to maintain the status quo, and there's a deliberate effort by those in power to keep people out. And so, principally that has to change before we'll start to see any sort of substantive addresses to, the city's legacy of segregation, of violence, of, institutionalized poverty. Again, kind of bringing it back to, why I've been working with organizations like the Civic Lab and with the Power Institute is to sort of disrupt that sort of cycle.
And final question. You're part of Reclaim Chicago. Can you tell our viewers and subscribers about Reclaim Chicago, why you're part of it, and where can they find it on social media?
Absolutely. Reclaim Chicago is a grassroots organization that seeks to organize residents of the city to use our power and political leverage to get a budget that puts our people and our planet first. So I'd encourage any of your listeners or viewers to check out Reclaim Chicago on Facebook, on our website. We're an affiliate of the People's Lobby, and so a lot of the work that Reclaim Chicago has been up to with regard to mass incarceration, with fair elections, with environmental justice, sort of has like a really broad network of allies, not just within the city, but across the country.
Well, thank you for sharing that information, and to all our viewers and subscribers, let's all do what we can to build a better future. Brendan, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.